First of all, welcome to Cleveland. But in terms of being patient with your rehab, how hard is it going to be to do? And obviously, the organization has your best interest in heart. But I know you're not a patient guy, but you have to be.
Yeah, this is the first time in my career where I really have to be patient and do what's best for not just for myself, but for my career and for this team. So I gotta learn patience somehow, but having a great group of guys around me with the medical staff and this whole organization where we set a plan out that we're gonna be as patient as possible and we're in it for the long haul. And that gives me a lot of confidence, knowing that people are behind me for the long haul and what's best for me. And I'm just gonna be as patient as possible, but at the same time keep working and keep grinding to get back on the court as soon as possible and get back to 100%.
And I know you know this, but this organization has a reputation of, if not medical greatness, certainly with the Cleveland Clinic having the best of the best. How comforting is that for you to walk in this situation?
It's very comfortable. When I got traded and I sat with the medical staff and we just talked about the plan that we wanted to put in place, it made me so much more confident. It made me feel like, okay, I got guys behind me that want me to play and are going to push me to get out on the floor, but be smart at the same time. And I have that feeling here in Cleveland, and I can't wait to be able to get back to 100% and show the world what everybody's waiting on.
Can you imagine what it's going to be like, though, with the floor spacing, with the guys that are on this team? I mean, have you allowed yourself to think of that?
I thought about it, but I can't imagine it yet, just because I'm used to 2 or 3 guys on me at all times. So just to have that freedom to where the space is just there and I'm able to attack and it's even easier for me is going to be, I said it before, it's a match made in heaven. It's like having a guy, arguably the best player to ever play the game, in LeBron James on your team. If somebody is double team, it's going to be him now and not me. And that's been kind of the last 3 or 4 years is I've been fighting through double and triple teams, especially in the playoffs. Now it's going to be free range to just go and play my game.
Because wherever you've been, you've had to score. Yeah. We're here, yes, they want you to score, but how much innate ability to facilitate and to find others do you enjoy?
Oh, I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. I am a scorer. I'm a scoring guard, and everybody knows that. But at the same time, I'm a guard that 9 times out of 10, I'm out there trying to make the right play. So if the right play is to score every time, I'm going to do that. If it's not and someone's open, I got to pass the ball. And having great players like LeBron and Kevin Love and J.R. Smith and Kyle Korver and Derrick Rose and those type of guys spacing the floor, I'm gonna take what the defense gives me.
You know, you touched upon it before. You're always doubted. I remember the story when you grew up and you had the chin-up bar in the garage trying to stretch yourself to make yourself bigger. But to beat those odds the way you have, how do you still have that fire to even, as you say, try to be the greatest player who ever lived?
That's just who I am. Yeah. That's just who I always been. So through obstacles in my career, when I hit those obstacles, it hurts at first, and trying to prove the world that I am one of the best players in the world, that's tough. But the world knows who I am now, and the world knows what I bring to the table. So that's out of the question. It's just getting back on the floor and being able to my game to mesh with these players that's on this team. And I know it will, because these are high-level players. And I think once I get on the floor, it's going to be easy. It's going to be easy because you have an unselfish superstar that is a student of the game and puts people in their position to be successful, and that's what it's about.
How much can he help you and vice versa?
The sky's the limit. Yeah. I mean, I've never had a player that good on the court on the same team as me. Right. At the same time, I've never had one, and I know that I'm a basketball player. So whoever is on the court with me, I learn to adapt, and him as well. Just watching from afar, and all the teammates he's had, he's made them play the best they've ever played in their careers.
Has he done things on the floor as an opponent where you go, how did he see that? How did he know that?
He's special to a sense of he's going to figure out whatever the defense is doing. Give him a couple times down floor, which we played against him in the playoffs, and we understood that. We couldn't show him the same defense multiple times because he's going to figure it out. And I've always said to, whether it be my friends or family, that he's arguably the best passer to ever play as well. And he continues to put people in position to be the best they can possibly be, and I can't wait to be on the floor with him.
Tell us something about Jay Crowder that maybe an average fan doesn't know.
I mean, just being around him every day. He's a great guy. He's a hard worker that doesn't take anything for granted. He's trying to win, whether it be a one-on-one game, a 3-on-3 game, or a scrimmage here at the practice facility. He's trying to win each and every time. I think that's why we click so fast, because we're cut from the same cloth, and he's not taking any shortcuts. And he's a guy that you want on your team if you're trying to win a championship.
You guys both bring mental toughness,
Yes.
a steely will. How do you impart that in a team that's already won a championship?
I don't think they've had guys like us, guys that's been counted out their whole lives. They've had guys that, hey, no, don't get me wrong, being #1 picks and being all NBA MVPs, that's great, and tip your hat off to those special players. But I mean, Jay's a 2nd-round pick. I'm the last pick in the draft. Like, we have an ultimate chip on our shoulder each and every time we step on the floor, and I think that's going to bring a different mindset to this team.
And Derrick Rose and Jeff Green have something to prove too.
Exactly.
They're being doubted too.
Exactly. So it's all going to work together. I mean, we all are in it for one goal, and that's to win the championship.
And that's driving you already?
That's driving me. When I got traded, I was hurt. No doubt about it, I was hurt, because I gave it my all to the Boston Celtics. But to be traded to this situation, it's like my kid said, you get to play with LeBron James. Like, I get to realistically compete and win an NBA championship and be on the biggest platform there is, the biggest stage there is with the best player there is.
What was that like telling your boys who are into basketball and the reality of this?
It was tough. It was tough. They loved Boston. They were falling in love just like I was. But at the same time, when I know they're good, I'm fine. Like, they're fine with it. They're happy to be able to be on the Cavs. And the crazy thing about it is my oldest son, all summer long, with seeing transactions like trades and free agent signing, he was on me like every day, like, why can't you get traded to the Cavs? And it's crazy, like, and my wife knows that. Like, we would be like, why do you want to go on the Cavs so bad? He just loves LeBron James and he loves the Cavs, and that's what makes it so much better in the end. Like, and he thinks he's a genius now.
Future GM?
Yeah, he thinks he's something like it.
But it's got to make your heart sing, and the fact that, you know, you're happiest when your family's happiest.
Yeah, I mean, my family is what drives me. My wife is everything. She's taken this hit, if you can say it's a hit, she's taken it and ran with it. And she's like, man, we're going to get our bags, we're going to pack them up, and this is going to be the best time we've had. And I think the transition from Phoenix to Boston, we had the same feeling, like we didn't know what to expect. But here, like, we know what to expect. The goal is the championship, and that's the only goal. And to be able to play with one of the best teams in the NBA is what we want.
We're going to play some games in Detroit, and I had the pleasure of calling a lot of Isaiah Thomas's games. But I see some similarities. I really do, not just the name, it's spelled different, but is there some of him that has seeped into you?
Yeah, it's a killer instinct with an angelic look.
And that's true.
It's true, and
Don't be fooled by the smile, right?
Yeah, exactly, because he's the one that I've watched since I was young, how he could smile through everything, and then he's just a killer on the court. And I think that's how I play the game. Like, I'm definitely a nice guy and everything, and I'm happy. But when I'm on the court, I don't have any friends. I'm trying to win, and that's the only goal.
And I know it's the business of basketball, but this is a team, the Cavaliers, that if you didn't hate, you wanted to beat so bad, and yet you couldn't, and now you join them. Yeah. How cool is that?
It's cool. It's different at the same time, because like you said, I was building something in Boston where we were trying to knock these guys out and get to the championship, and you knew you had to go through these guys to get there. And now it's like everybody has to go through us now. It's us, and it's not them. Like, I'm a part of a team that everybody is trying to beat. No matter who it is in the NBA, everybody wants to beat the Cavs, and I like that. I'm in a position where I've never been in this type of position before, and I can't wait. I'm excited about the opportunity.
Two other things. When you do go into Boston and face the Celtics, how will you manage those emotions?
It's going to be tough, because those fans feel the same way I do. They're hurt. They've been through everything that I've been through, and we've been through it together. And they've welcomed me with open arms since day one. So that's going to be emotional. But once I get out there and the ball goes, I'm there to beat them. And that's the only thing I'm there to do, and then get out of Boston.
Yeah. Now, and both you and Jay bring a fashion sense here, right?
Not me, man. I just did it for the cameras today.
Oh, did you really?
But Jay does, for sure.
Yeah.
He's a fashion guy. I knew he was going to be suited and booted, so I had to come and bring something nice too.
but you want to blend in, right?
Oh, for sure. And I know, I mean, like I said, I watch the Cavs, so you know, these guys dress to impress, so I got to step my game up a little bit.
There's that famous picture. 14, 15 years?
Yeah, I looked younger than that.
Yeah.
I think I was 14 and 15, and we were actually at a camp in that picture. And
so what's that going to be like?
It's going to be everything. It's going to be fun because I've known Kevin since I was in 5th or 6th grade. We played on the same AAU team together, and I used to take the train from Tacoma, Washington on the weekends and go to Portland, Oregon and stay the night at his house. So I know him and his family very well. And he was the first guy to text me after the trade. He told me he's excited to have me and excited to be back on the floor playing with each other and not against. So I'm excited to be with him and someone I'm familiar with and comfortable with, so I'm excited.
Hey, one other question too that popped in. Jamal Crawford, I know, has been a
Yes.
big influence in your life. Same area of the country. What's he meant to you?
Jamal's meant everything, from a basketball standpoint to a mentor standpoint. He's the definition of a big brother. He's somebody that when I met him when I was 16-year-old, we talked every day since, and he's someone that genuinely cares about me and not just the basketball player. And he always gives me advice, looking out for me, and someone, like I said, I talk to every day. And our kids are close to each other and our families are close, and he's excited about it too. He was hurt as well because he didn't see it coming, the trade, but he's excited because he's like, man, like you get to play with LeBron James, you get to compete for a championship, and this is going to take your career to places you didn't think it was going to go.
But you're not like him where you wear the same basketball shoe until they wear out, right?
I'm definitely not like him. I only do it every couple games. That's one guy. He probably still wearing the same shoes now that he wore last year.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he doesn't care about things like that, and that's the cool thing about him.